Hey everyone, I have some really cute wood cutout gnomes that I'm going to be doing for a project, and as you can tell, I like gnomes. I've got 3 here and a whole bunch sitting back there on the over by the TV. So these turn out adorable. I hope you stick around and watch my video. So I got these adorable 12 by 6 inch Valentine gnomes from Yvonne from our Facebook group. So if you're interested in them, I will leave a link under the description. I spray paint both of these gnomes with Rust-Oleum metallic gold spray paint and also the Krylon triple thick crystal clear glaze as a sealer. And I do this to both the back and the front of the gnomes, letting them dry between coats. So what I'm going to be attaching these to is actually a clear plastic. And the way I'm going to attach them is by taking Elmer's glue and putting it all along all the wood, all of it. So we want it all to be held down so that one area doesn't have resin leakage into the other area. For the most part, this is all going to be clear resin, so it probably doesn't really matter, but you definitely want to glue down the perimeter so that the resin doesn't leak out from underneath the gnome. And some of these I'm actually going to be putting some colored resin in, so you definitely don't want that leaking into the other areas. So for that reason, I am going to be covering all of the wood with the clear Elmer's glue. And then I'm flipping it over and I'm pushing it down onto this clear contact paper. So it is not a sticky paper. You could actually pull that clear paper up and it would be sticky on the one side, but we do not want that. So and here I am doing the same thing with the other one. So in the past, I have actually, instead of putting glue on the back, taken the gnome and pushed it down onto the contact paper, the sticky contact paper. But you risk breaking the wood when you pull it off. You risk pulling glass out. And this is just so much easier, and it leaves the back so much nicer when you're done. So I have this contact paper held down with coffee cups on all 4 sides because it was on a roll and it wanted to roll up, and we want it to stay flat. Once I'm sure they're pressed down really well on this clear contact paper, then I take parchment paper and lay it on top of both of them, and then take some heavy books. I actually used photo albums and put that on top and held it on there overnight, just so it would keep it flat. Next day, I removed the heavy books, I peeled the parchment paper back, and then they were ready for both the resin and the glass. So I'm going to be working on the girl gnome first, and I've mixed up my resin. The resin I'm using for this project is the Bond Crafter casting resin. And I'm using a pipette to put the resin into the different areas of the hat, and I've cut the tip off the pipette. It makes it it'll draw up more resin than using the small tip. And the reason, so I'm working on the hat first. The reason I'm putting the resin only in the areas of the hat that I'm putting the glass first and not in the hearts is because if I put the resin in the hearts and glass gets in it by accident, it will be harder to pull out. It'll be easier to pull the unwanted glass out of a dry heart than one with resin in it. So I'm doing the hat pink and I'm doing the little hearts red. And this entire video, or this portion of the video, is actually 1 hour and 20 minutes that I have condensed down to 10 minutes. I have it way and fast forward. The glass I'm using for this part of the hat is actually Michael's ASHLAND decorative filler, the silver reflective glass that they have up there all the time, and I've colored it with the Dr. Martin Bombay India ink, the color magenta. It's a real pretty pink. And the reason I put the resin in first before I put the glass in is because I want it to have a base to hold on to. The one of the times that I did these, I did the glass first and then just drizzled the resin over it, and some of the glass fell out the back. And I'm not sure if that was because I used a sticky back paper or because there wasn't resin placed first. So I'm doing this as a precaution. So next I'm using some teeny tiny crushed glass that I actually got from Yvonne from our Facebook group, and it's colored red. And I think she used the Tamaya to color that because it's really hard to get a color red. Any of the teeny tiny glass that you see is all from Yvonne, and she colors the majority of the glass with the Dr. Martin Bombay India ink, which does not run and does not fade. I will put a link to everything in the description. So I put that all in the tiny hearts in the hat, and I also put it in the heart in the center of the large heart that the gnome is holding. Then I take some more resin and just drizzle it over all of the existing glass, and I also add some red or more pink glass down to the very bottom, some resin and pink glass down at the very bottom. So next I move over to the boy gnome, and I do exactly the opposite. For working on the hat, I actually do the resin, but color-wise I do the opposite. I make him a red hat with pink hearts in the center. So right about now I realize that my resin is starting to thicken up too much, so I mix a tiny bit of a kind of a yellowish gold mica powder into the remaining resin and pour it into the nose and the hands and the feet, and it's getting super thick now. And I'm thinking, geez, I don't know if I really like that color. So I'm trying to change out the color in the boys' hands and feet. And as a result, I've ended up getting a little bit of glass in it. And here I'm digging away. I'm kind of in a panic because I don't want the resin to fast cure because it was sitting in a cup for quite a while pretty deep. The Bond Crafter really has quite a long work time though, so it's really nice. Anyway, so I got that far, and I actually end up mixing up some more resin to be able to do their hair. So this new resin that I mix up, I take white glitter and mix it in it. Then I end up pouring it into a Dixie cup because I can bend the Dixie cup and kind of make a little spout out of it and pour it into the smaller areas. It's a lot easier doing it that way. And this is actually what I'm using for all of their hair. I decide I'm not going to use any glass, I'm just going to use glitter. That's another thing with these wood cutouts, you can use all glitter if you want, or a combination of glass and glitter, whatever you want. So I thought this would look prettiest, and after I got it in all of the hair areas for both of the gnomes, I found this kind of sparkly glitter that I had picked up at Michael's. It has a little bit of silver mixed in with the white flakes. It's a lot chunkier than the original glitter that I poured in. And really I just sprinkle it all over the place. I'm kind of making a little bit of a mess. I'm getting some of it on the glass and everything, but it's not that noticeable. And it kind of sinks in, so that's why I ended up giving 2 layers of it. And then I turn the heat table on for 2 hours and come back, and I do end up changing something. You'll see in a minute. So 2.5 hours later, my heat table is shut off. The gnomes are cured enough that I could actually remove them from the paper. But I want to change out the skin tone color. And to achieve the color that I want, what I end up doing is messing around with this T-Expert colored resin. They have some really nice colored resin. And they're in large bottles also. So I use the white T-Expert colored resin, and at first I mess around with some browns, but then I decide to go ahead and use the same goldish color mica powder that I had used for the nose and hands and feet, but to add white to it to get more of a skin tone that I want. So all I do is I mix the mica powder, the white UV resin. At one point I did put a little bit of yellow UV resin in it, but I don't know if that was the right thing to do. And I just kept on adding white until I got to the color that I liked. And then with a popsicle stick, I just started adding it to the nose and the hands and the feet of the gnomes. And you can see my Resiner's air purifier is turning red while I'm using the UV resin. You have to wear a respirator with UV resin too. At first I didn't, not this particular time, but when I first started using UV resin, and it really irritated the inside of my nose. So that's showing that there's VOCs in the UV resin, so it's really important to wear a respirator. If you have the Resiner's air purifier, to turn that on. It will help suck a lot of the VOCs toward it and away from you. Make sure it's you know, on the opposite side of you and not behind you like I used to keep it. So anyway, so I just fill in all the areas right on top of the existing resin with my UV resin, and then I use my UV light to cure it. And this is really cool. This Resiner's has this new UV light, and it has it can go in many different positions, and you can really spread it out lengthwise pretty long. As you can see here, I have it positioned over both of the gnomes at the same time, which is pretty cool because it has a light on the top and the bottom. So everything I use in this video, I will leave links to under my description. And you can see they're done. And I'll show you how easy they peel off. Now, if you're using a sticky back paper, like the contact paper, it's much more difficult to pull them off, but I know a lot of people use that and are happy. But with this, it pulls right off. It doesn't peel any of the paint off the back, and they turned out so cute. So the only thing that you can see around the edges, there is some glass and resin that I'm using a little tool to get off, or using my hands to get off. But the Elmer's glue leaves a little residue around the edge, and I think I'm going to take that off with a little scissors. That's the only thing. And the Elmer's glue that got on the inside, of course, the resin and the glass all covers that up. Look how easy that comes off of there. It is so easy when you do it this way with the glue. And I just continue to clean it up a little, and in a second I'm going to show you the back. That's the back of it. Isn't that pretty? It's all shiny. Now, if you put it on contact paper, the back of it will not be shiny. It will be a dull or a matte finish, whereas this is a shiny finish when you put it on the shiny paper. Hey everyone. So Christmas tree's down, and I brought some Valentine stuff out. And if you saw my last video, I even went through my Easter stuff to try to show you the jelly bean tray. So I think these are so cute. So these were sent to me by Yvonne from our Facebook group, and she does sell these along with glass. So if you're interested in anything, I will leave a link to her site under the description. But I just think these are adorable. And now I had that video sped way up when I was doing the glass, so it can be a little tedious to get it in the spots. And so the paper I used for these is actually like a contact paper, I guess. It's I don't know, it's called Easy Liner, and I think I got this on Amazon. But I think you can buy stuff like this at the Dollar Tree, but it is shiny. So, so remember, when you put resin on something shiny, it'll be shiny if it's a matte finish. So if you were to pull this apart and put it on the sticky side, the back of it's gonna be matte. So I wanna show you the backs of these, how pretty they turned out. The backs are pretty too, and they're a little bit translucent, so you could see how shiny that is. Yeah, they look really nice. You could see through. You could probably hang it a little bit in a window. So yeah, you could see through it. The light would shine through wherever you end up putting it. But they're just so cute. So anyway, I didn't end up using glass for the hair. And honestly, you could do this whole thing in just glitter. And if you look at some of my other wood cutout videos, some of them I did just with glitter. Don't necessarily need to use glass. You can use a combination of both. Sometimes in smaller areas, if you don't have the real small glass, you can put glitter in it. It might be easier. So, you know, you could do just about anything. And I wasn't happy with the color that I had picked for the nose. So I ended up using UV resin. So you can go over areas with UV resin too. Excuse me. So I have this Tea Expert UV resin, and it comes in 5 different colors, and the bottles are really big. I use the white, the black, and I've used the yellow several times too, but it also comes with a red and with a blue one. So it's 5 different colors, and they're big bottles of UV resin. And they're made specifically for the UV light, so you don't have to worry about them being too dark. Even though they look nice and dark, you know, you would think the UV light's not going to penetrate them, but they do. You know, it works really nice. And the new UV light I have is the Resiners. And this, you saw how I had it like this, and I could do 2 at once. This is a pretty cool light. I like the Let's Resin one too, but this is 2-sided. And it's just nice. It comes with a plastic thing here to put your artwork on also if it's something really small. So that's what I used for these. So anyway, I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about it. So again, the reason I chose to put the glue on the back and stick it down, did you see how easy it pulled up? Well, I've done other videos with it stuck on the sticky paper, and boy, did I have a hard time getting it off. Watch this. Can pull some of the glass off, as you saw, and I'm gonna push this down a little so you can see what I'm doing. And as you saw in the video, how the glass came out, some of the glass came out. And this is pulling some pieces. So part of the problem can be that the resin didn't get all the way down to the bottom also. So here you go. Oh boy. Yeah, it's really hard. When you use a sticky back, it's really hard to get it off. And not only is it hard to get it off, look at the back of it. The back of it is a matte finish. So anyway, that's why I do it this way. The other thing is when you do it with the glue, see how none of the paint came off of the back? Now, if you're using gold, you can always do touch up with gold marker if any of the spray paint does come off. But it really helps preserve the paint if you don't use the sticky paper and you use that Elmer's glue. It just pops right off the paper. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. If you enjoy the channel and have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I have another really cool video coming out, I think on Saturday, comparing the Resiners bubble removal machine to the Let's Resin bubble removal machine. So stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.